The Trump campaign offered us an interview with Rudy Giuliani in which Giuliani accused Joe Biden of doing this to his son.
It made him a terrible drug addict because he had him working with murderers and he used him as a bagman. And he kicks back half to pop.
This is a classic Trump play.
In our interview with Biden, he said the president is trying to deflect from the pandemic and his own foreign dealings.
He's the only guy that I know as President of the United States has a foreign bank account. Isn't that kind of interesting? Didn't you find that even at Fox kind of interesting? It's the most corrupt president America has ever had.
We cannot confirm Trump and Giuliani's accusations based on the emails because we can't independently verify their authenticity. And U.S. intelligence has warned us foreign adversaries are running influence campaigns to try to mislead us and meddle in the election. And the Washington Post first reported U.S. intelligence warned the White House last year Giuliani was the target of a Russian intelligence operation to feed false claims to President Trump. And last year, Giuliani did draw information on some matters from Andrei Derkach, who the Treasury Department designated a Russia-linked election interference actor who employs manipulation and deceit. So we asked Rudy Giuliani if he was aware of that back then and how he can assure us foreign actors are not manipulating and deceiving him with false or altered emails now. When you were meeting with Andrei Derkach, did you know that he was a Russian agent who had employed manipulation and deceit to try to interfere in our election?
That would be an inappropriate question since he has nothing to do with the hard drive or any of the allegations against Joe Biden.
Well, I'm asking because it leads to the question, if you didn't
well, I answered the question.
That you were being fed information by a Russian
Okay,
agent,
so I answered the question. I got no...
If you got punked by Borat, how do you know you're not getting duped now with respect to emails?
Because
allegedly
let me say it one more time and see if you can understand it, okay? Derkach gave me no information relevant to this hard drive or any of the information contained in the hard drive.
How do you know you're not getting played now with respect to the emails from the laptop?
I'll answer it one more time. I know I'm not being played because Andrei Derkach has nothing to do with this. I'm able to verify this 30 different ways this Sunday. But to say, oh, we're not going to look at any of this evidence. We're not going to look at the 50,000 emails and text messages that show about 9 different crimes. We're not going to look at the 29,000 photos that demonstrate that Hunter Biden has a lifelong affliction with drug addiction.
Well, the president is running against Joe Biden, not Hunter Biden, and the issues and controversy surrounding Hunter Biden.
I don't think, I think I'm talking about money going to Joe Biden, my friend.
What
money
exactly
going to Joe Biden?
Accusing Joe Biden of having done to break the law or improperly enrich himself?
I just told you what he did. He took bribes. They're called bribes. This is what he's admitting to here. That's what the 10% to the big guy is. 10% to the big guy is 10% from the Chinese communists to Joe Biden. It's called a bribe.
We are looking at these things. The challenge lies in corroborating and verifying them to make sure we don't have another case of the Hitler diaries on our hands. How do you know
that we have the what?
Verify.
That we have the what diaries?
The Hitler diaries, the forged diaries.
Well, here's how you know the FBI has verified them. They just announced the other day that they're using it for the laundering investigation.
Well, the FBI has not announced that to my knowledge. The FBI won't confirm or deny it.
May I finish? Look, I'll tell you what. We'll conduct this interview for one more minute unless you let me answer the questions.
How can you prove their authenticity? What efforts have you taken to prove these are not deep fakes? Have you reached out to recipients to make sure they have a matching email to show, in fact, they were in fact transmitted when they were?
Yes, 22 of them.
Will you share those with us?
Maybe I will and maybe I won't. It depends on who you are and what your motives are. Right now, you sound like you're more interested in process than in reality. There's no question that this is a valid hard drive. Plus, the person who is at the core of it doesn't deny it. Why do I have to spend an interview, a stupid interview, wasting my time verifying something he doesn't deny?
I've heard him brush it off as you being duped, and that's why I'm asking the questions I am.
Well, there's an easy answer to, I can brush it off then. If he's going to make an allegation like that, why do I have to be questioned this way in such detail? Then my answer is, I wasn't duped. Now let's get to the substance. If he wants to give a detailed answer, I'll give a detailed answer. He wants to brush it off like they were duped.
Well, you're taking offense at some of my questions. I'm trying to challenge you, and you're a man who excels, and I suspect revels in asking and responding to pointed questions and challenging assumptions to gain insight. Why are the questions from little old me getting under your skin?
The questions aren't getting under my skin. The questions are the usual questions of someone who wants to challenge process rather than substance. When you want to nail somebody, you go right to the substance, and then later you ask the process.
But you determine the reliability of substance by examining the process in which it's gathered and presented. Which brings us to the balance in reporting accusations, with background and context on who is making them, what they're basing them on, and what we can and cannot confirm.